Damn phone, man. I got let me see it all.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the NFT Circus. I am NiftyBC here with my co-host Crackers and TC, and we have today again Mr. Bret Blackberg, the amazing comic book maker. We also have Terry Mother, Lovin' Cruz from NFT Hive, one of the coolest marketplaces, especially for secondary and statistics and trading and transfers and the whole thing. We're gonna take a look at that. We also have Dom from Krypto Kumas. He has a Solana project that is super awesome. I'm going to show it to you guys here in a second. He's going to tell us all about it. We also have rapper JRG making his multiple appearance. He's a friend of the show. He comes on here quite a bit. He has a new song he released this week that features a lot of artists from Wax in the lyrics. So we'll play that maybe a little bit later. And then, of course, the man, the myth, the legend, the birthday boy, Krypto Kumas. Happy birthday.
Appreciate it, guys. No, definitely appreciate it. I've been getting crazy love out of like left field. It's been insane. I've probably never had this many people tell me happy birthday in my entire life. So, awesome.
Yo, happy birthday, homie.
Appreciate it, JRG. Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, man. So, first, before we get going, guys, anybody that's in the YouTube chat, we do have the giveaways going. Just type in $M.O.R.B.S, and you'll be automatically entered to win. I'll do a 250 M.O.R.B.S token giveaway for the first one. So we'll just do that and start getting going because we have quite a packed show today. Real quick update on Wax. Wax is looking a lot better, guys. It's up to 37 cents. We broke over 30 and we're almost over 40 again. So we're heading in the right direction.
These are some.
Sorry.
So I'm pretty excited about that. And then also, M.O.R.B.S is on the move too. So the M.O.R.B.S coin for my collection also helps support the show. That's up as well. So I'm happy everything's up. And then you got Solana's going up as well. Solana was really low for a second as well. Now we have a Solana guest today. And now that's back up. Tezos is looking better. Everything's looking better, guys. So hopefully we're out of that winter part of the crypto freeze here that we just kind of had. But first off, I want to talk Solana because we haven't had a Solana guest on the show. And I'm on Solana as well. So I love Solana. I love Tezos. Wax is still kind of my favorite. I'm not going to lie, but I'm so glad that he came on the show. And I want to know about this because when he sat over the stuff, I was like, this is really cool looking stuff. And I just want to play it really quick here so people can see Krypto Kumas.
That's awesome.
Yeah, these look really cool, man.
Thanks.
And
when we all get whitelisted or what?
I'm sorry?
Do we all get whitelisted?
Yeah, I don't see why not. I don't see why not. Their space is open.
Yeah, this is great, man.
Never cool.
These are great. 222. So it's going to be happening in a couple weeks then, right? 3 weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. So tell me about this. So how did you come up with this collection? And
okay, well, my story is a complicated one. In November, or was it October, a buddy of mine reached out and asked me if I knew anything about NFTs, and I gave him all the standard answers that people who are new to the space do, which is what the hell's an NFT? Isn't that a crypto thing? And he explained what NFTs were from a generative art perspective. And so I sort of fell down the rabbit hole very, very quickly. Started to understand it. I'm actually a traditional graphic designer by trade. I've been doing it for almost 3 decades. And I do, packaging design and print design, all the stuff, what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I know a lot about, everything like silk screening and sequential printing and labels and that kind of thing. So I was able to get the whole generative aspect of it fairly quickly. And then I just started looking at the stuff out there. And of course, everybody looks at Bored Ape and they look at Cyberpunk, blah, blah, blah. And everybody wants to be the next one of those, right? So we thought, let's try something. I have these other ideas and they're much bigger ideas, but I was new to it. So I wanted to try something really simple. Okay. So this cone is a little character I've been drawing since I was probably 7 years old. Awesome. Little cone with glasses. Right. I put little outfits on him and that kind of thing. Literally just instead of paying attention in class, that's what I was drawing. And I thought, well, let's try this. So I did a cone or two. We did some tests.
Yeah.
And then we're like, oh, this actually could be kind of cool. So we had a really hard time finding a dev. We ended up finding this awesome guy, Alex, who knew nothing about it, who went out and just learned what he needed to learn.
That's awesome.
And so we fast forward. I've done. I think there's like 60 different little outfits, little icons, T-shirts, all kinds of stuff that you put on these cones. And so we've done a bunch of tests. We're really, really solid. We've got a nice collection of 5,500, pretty much ready to go. And it's all gonna happen soon. It's nerve-wracking. It reminds me of I don't know if you guys know what Bottle Rock is. Bottle Rock Napa Valley, the festival up there.
Yeah. Yeah, I do know what that is.
So I created all the brand for that.
Oh wow, that's a big job, man. That's a huge job.
It was a huge job, and we had nothing. So it was December when we got the green light. I was the first person hired to do anything, and we had to go from 0 to 100 in 4 months.
Oh my gosh.
And so this reminds me of that. Whereas back then I lost like 15 pounds. I was up at 2 o'clock in the morning managing their Facebook page and all this stuff.
Right.
And this is kind of the same, not quite as stressful, but
right.
I don't have 50,000 people who are going to show up and at my house to buy these.
Right.
So it's been an interesting journey, but I will say that as I was saying before, the best part about it is how inspired I am finally. It's been a long time. The first website I ever built was in 1993. This kind of reminds me of early web.
Yep, it does.
Where everybody was like going to have a website and was going to do something amazing.
Yep.
But it's much faster. People are much more savvy.
Yep.
I've been on a bunch of spaces with these young folk, all these young whippersnappers that throw out throw out all this crypto language and all this. I'm like, man, but it's super awesome.
Yeah.
You get to see art and interact with people from all over the globe all at once. And it's just, it's super inspiring. So I'm really, really enjoying it.
Yeah, I mean, I could totally relate because I started, you sound very much like my journey, man. I was doing websites about 94. That's about when I started getting into all that. And I've been through all the bumps and bruises of print just dying out of nowhere, going completely digital and then getting paid shit to do digital and then just keep on going forward. And then finally you're at this point where for the first time, digital art, which is basically for the last 20 years looked at as not as, I don't want to say worthless. I want to say not as much worth attached to it. And it had been that way for some time. And it's nice to finally see that digital art's getting the right notice and understanding how much work goes into digital art. And then seeing that not only that, but the artist can actually take a royalty on that on top of everything else, that alone is a huge game changer, And so I just loved being able to see and talk to other people that have been through the journey of just graphics in general. And it's just like to get to this place is pretty amazing, and to see things changing like this is definitely amazing to me. And seeing someone like a Beeple who would normally just be another 3D artist, maybe working for a studio, making 100K, a guy that just, made millions and millions of dollars, for the work that he's put in hard for 12 years. And so it's just amazing. All this stuff is amazing. And I agree with all of that. And the stuff on your collection in general is badass. I love everything that I saw. Like right when I saw it, I said, this is a good PFP project. One, because it's simple. That's the thing I like about it. It's graphically very easy, readable. And I like that it's easy to see.
And he's gone.
Dang, right when he was complimenting me, that was
oh, great.
Right.
You caught a hard rug there, man. That was a
He's back.
You got rug pulled.
Yeah, I got rug pulled, bro.
Rug pulled on your own show.
Rug Day Friday.
Well, this is all being recorded, right? So whatever you said about me, I could play back to my wife. So she
Should we believe now?
Yeah.
This guy thinks it's awesome. I swear.
It is awesome. No, it's super cool. I'm sorry about the rug. I'm telling you, nothing but a better feeling like talking in the middle of thing and then going, oh yeah, everything just went off. That's interesting. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, it'd be awesome if that happened in real life, right?
Yeah, right.
You're totally just standing there talking to somebody, and then a trap door opens, and you're just gone.
That might happen now with the metaverse, right? Like you're just going to be a massive conversation, like rug gone,
Yeah. No, I mean, I like what you were saying about art and artists, and I've just been floored. I have a hard time calling myself an artist. I've always been a graphic designer. I mean, when I was 11, I met this awesome guy named Tracy who had this big set of Prismacolor markers.
Right.
Remember those markers?
Yeah.
And he had like a train set in his garage and a Harley. And I was like, I want to be that guy. And so I was like, I'm going to be a commercial artist, you know.
Right.
So my whole life was geared towards that. And so I have a hard time calling myself an artist. I still call myself a graphic designer because the artists out there, fine art, music, you know, film, like those are the people moving stuff, because those are the people I look at for inspiration.
Yep.
And I see what's going on and it gets me motivated every day to do something new. So, I mean, I feel like what's great about this whole metaverse thing is that there's room for everybody, literally. And you know, you've been on all the marketplaces and you've seen stuff and you're like, I don't know about that. That's kind of, it's a rock with a face on it or whatever. But hey, you know, art is subjective, you know, and so I think there's room for everybody to do whatever they want out there.
Yep. Yeah, exactly, man. Yeah, I mean, I agree with the art is subjective there. I mean, who's anyone to say anything about anybody's art, you know, really honestly. And, you know, what's nice about that is that it's the NFT goes beyond just the art. There's actually community, utility, all that stuff attached behind that. And that's what's kind of cool. Gary V is a perfect example of that. You know, did these Gary V friend things that are just, you know, it was him kind of just doing doodles, you know, really, but they became his community ticket, you know, and it became a whole utility thing for him. So that's also another thing that's interesting about art, is that it's able to really give actually like a somewhat of a business plan to artists, you know, like if you can kind of consistently release, if you can kind of consistently kind of create a game plan of where you're going, you could actually make a living from this. And people are already starting to do that. They're already starting moving from their jobs into just doing art full time, which is
Well,
awesome.
Randy, have you not seen some of the stories coming out now? I read one about a waitress that had tenner left in her wallet, and she's living in her parents' basement or house, and she's making 200 grand now because of doing artwork. And I mean, it doesn't make a difference if you're on open sea.
And now a word from our sponsor.
Right.
Oh my god.
Well, but from looking at it now, is a lot of them are coming to Wax.
Boy.
So I think Wax will beat the $1 this year, and it will keep pumping. I mean, you've seen the auction last night.
Yeah.
I mean, this fella wasn't even whitelisted.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
I think within a half an hour he had over 130 wax.
Exactly.
M.O.R.B.S?
Yeah, from M.O.R.B.S.
Yeah. I was gonna say that just goes to show what the IP brings along with it. So it doesn't matter. It's almost like, even in my experience of being between both chains, like you really wouldn't think that would transfer over. But one of my first collectors on Wax was also one of my second or third collectors on OpenSea. And I mean, OpenSea, like, obviously a shite.
You pronounced it wrong there, by the way. It's broken.
Oh yeah.
Broken Sea.
Broken Sea. Yeah.
Can someone actually make an NFT with Broken Sea as a T-shirt?
Right.
Krypto Kumas with Broken Sea
Turn the boat
T-shirt
upside down. Let's just do that. Like, or like crack it in half. Like
crack it in half like a Titanic.
Yeah.
It's just the icon's just a desert.
Exactly. Yeah, it's been nice seeing a lot of ETH collectors heading over here as well. Not just the artists, but those collectors are at least checking out Wax now and going like, oh wow, for what I used to buy for one NFT, I could buy a grip of NFTs and get all into a bunch of collections and artists.
And I think just it even brings more value to your pieces singly, that you realize that, hey, if a collector's willing to pay $40 at the cheapest for the NFT plus $100 in gas, your NFT could be worth a lot more than that singly by just listing it on Wax. You know what I mean?
It's probably that's part of what made our decision to not do something on in ETH, but to do it in Solana, just because it was so much more attainable.
Yes, most
definitely. And it was also the most familiar to us at the time.
Well, ETH2 is dead. ETH2 version 2 is officially dead.
Yeah.
They're now rebranding it again.
Yeah,
so basically,
we actually looked up their like roster, and I think OpenSea has a total of like 70 people or something on the team, and one of them happens to be like a 13-year-old kid that they call. Oh, I'm dead serious. Like, you can look it up. Like, it's a 13-year-old.
You can't say much, Krypto Kumas. You're only 18.
Pretty sure. boom, 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 boom. Shots fired. Shots fired.
He's a 13-year-old kid, and his business role in the company is NFT enjoyer.
Oh, it's that guy.
Yeah, that guy. That's where the whole
that
NFT
guy.
enjoyer joke came from. Yeah.
Oh, look at that, Loot Cakes. You see the artist that got banned from OpenSea for making
Really?
an NFT of pirates wrecking the OpenSea boat.
Oh my god.
Oh man, it's getting
Dictatorship
rough.
NFTs.
Yeah.
No.
That's awesome.
Man, so OpenSea, they're going
Okay,
crazy.
but yeah,
first they
they're-
come at every 10,000 PFP project with like, hey, yo, you get 50 pieces now. They only last a month. And then
And
they
how they're
get
gonna
out with everyone's
respond?
like,
They'll
I'm outta
respond to that, but they can't respond to an email about someone
Right.
getting their wallet hacked. Like,
Right.
yeah, okay.
They're okay with
And he's gone again.
Oh my god, I was gonna say they're okay with taking lots of fees, but they're not okay with taking just a little criticism.
Yeah,
right?
of course. That's
Yeah, I
right.
think that they're getting forced into it now, but you can
Yep.
see it whenever they do manage to jump on and actually kind of get kind of community oriented on their Twitter page or something. It's just so faked, and you could feel
Yep.
it. You know what I mean?
100%.
It's all growing pains, though. I mean, again, think of most of us are old enough to remember, but when the web started, right? When we started making websites and people were selling stuff on websites, it was the same problem. Like, how do you, there are so many bugs and things just crash all the time, and your dial-up modem wouldn't connect.
Or you had to make a website 4 different ways for each browser.
Oh my
because
God.
nothing
Yeah.
was consistent.
640 by 480,
Yeah,
right?
totally right.
Oh my god.
And it was like, but after, I mean, honestly, in my career, I had as I went from graphic designer to head of interactive design, which you could do back then, right?
Right.
And I remember having so many people tell me, "Oh man, Flash is going to be the new thing. That's going to take over the web,
Right.
man. You don't have to code anything anymore."
Yep.
It's only
Right,
now,
right.
like in the last year or two, where you have drag and drop systems that allow you to do this.
Yeah.
And it took 25 years to work out a lot of the kinks and the bugs in how to do web development.
Yep.
Web 3 is so much faster, so much more compressed,
Yeah.
but you'll see it. And OpenSea breaking, I guess Solana broke the other day. I tried not to pay attention to that. I didn't want it to add to my stress level.
Yeah.
But bugs are good. Bugs are good for technology. How they handle it, though, that's a branding question. How they deal with it and deal with their customers, that's a branding issue. And if OpenSea doesn't have the branding chops and the communication chops,
Well, hang on. OpenSea only backed down because the uproar. If no one had said a word about it, they would have continued on what they're doing.
Oh yeah. The limiting the collections, 100%. If they wouldn't have seen that uproar, they would have not went back in there and did that the way that they did.
Yeah.
And they're saying that for Wax, it pays off for us because people, as everyone said, no fees to mint.
Yeah.
You can have whatever you want in your wallet.
Yeah.
OpenSea is kind of like they folded to the point where it's allowed people to ask that question. So you know what I mean? Like I've gotten a lot more direct messages about, hey, so what is Wax? And these are between Mobius, Showwater, Snazzy, all of the individuals from the Wax Wednesday space. It's people are willing to hear it out. And now that the Wax has their footing and they've known that they're going to outgrow and outrun everyone else, at least in my opinion. So it just only made sense that there's the trickle over is starting to occur.
And the thing I like about Solana, going back to Solana and the cones, I've looked at a lot of blockchains and I didn't go with Polygon because it seems like that's like the leopard coin, like no one wants to list. Sorry. But it's like you can look it up on Twitter. Everyone's like, I'll do anything but not mint on Polygon. And I'm like, why? Like, what? That's so ridiculous. But anyway, Solana I like a lot, mainly because FTX has popped that on, and I think Coinbase is going to be using Solana as well. And they're doing major pushes, which you're going to see this weekend at the Super Bowl, where there's going to be Super Bowl commercial after Super Bowl commercial of crypto companies.
That's what I heard. I heard there's a big push. But I don't know if any of you are Formula One fans. I know you all like watching cars go around in circles in America for some mad reason. I like when cars actually go around other corners, but I mean, I know Krypto.com has been sponsoring a lot of the Grand Prix this year.
Oh wow!
And I mean, they're sponsoring at big corners. It's not just a little tiny sign in the corner.
Well,
I'm nearly sure Tezos are on a brand of one of the cars as well.
Oh wow!
So I mean, the adoption to crypto is slow, but it is coming. And I mean, even Joe Biden said something this week about it. I think these are kind of now. So one of the states are now looking at
Arizona. Arizona's the one that's going to add Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin is the currency. Yep.
Yeah,
and the Gap didn't the Gap just launch their NFT project on?
They did
on Tezos, right?
On Tezos, and it looked really nice, and that did really well.
Yeah, I mean, it's all going to happen, and you know, in reference, Crackers, to your crack about NASCAR, which is it's not big here in California.
I'll pull up to South Park. I'll pull up South Park.
I know.
Where
all left turns, man. That's all we do in America. Just turn left the whole time. You know, one thing that's interesting though, and the reason why I think crypto companies are working in non-American sports, right? So soccer, what you might call football, for example, or Formula racing. That's because this shit is.
Let's get it right.
This is sorry. This is global. It's totally global, and that's the thing. Like in fact, in designing the crypto cones, I have a little a military flight jacket on one of them, and originally it was like a Top Gun style American flight jacket, and ended up doing a B-3 bomber / British style, with the sheepskin stuff on it. And I remember thinking, God, I got to think bigger than just, or I did a little peace sign, or I was going to do a American flag icon on one of the little hoodies. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. I'm going to do something that's not so specific and so nationalistic that way. You know what I mean? And
that's important.
It's been interesting, to watch how global this community is. And that's actually our Discord is dead right now because everybody's in the UK.
Oh, right.
And we didn't know that. I was like, oh shoot, they're not talking to me at noon right here. They're all quiet.
Yeah, that global thing is really funny. I did a giveaway for a physical. I had a physical T-shirt, and the winner of it was in some part of Indonesia that doesn't have real addresses. So when it came to actually shipping it, I was like, oh, like there's no way to even send it to him, And I was like, I didn't even think about that. I wasn't even thinking like everything was so global. It took me like that first couple months to kind of realize like, oh my God, even right here, everyone in here is from basically different countries almost, so it's pretty amazing that everything's come together so much.
We have two people from third world countries, the two TCs. They both live in Canada.
Yeah, that's right. There is two TCs here today, Terry, Mother Loving Cruz. And speaking of marketplaces, NFT Hive, which we're going to touch on here in a second. You guys have been doing this for quite some time. When did that start for you guys, Terry? When did you guys start doing NFT Hive?
Well, when Garbage Pail Kids first came out, what was that, like 3 years ago now?
Yeah, about that.
So there was really no marketplaces. There was only Simple Market. And Ben was operating a Block Explorer at the time. Right. And he set up right away, what was it called? Something Explorer, yeah. But he set up a marketplace right away, and it was a big saving grace because Simple Market at the time, right? It was basically what it is now still. Like it just they didn't much to it, right? Like they never did any updates, and you couldn't see mint number, and you couldn't see any of the data, anything, right? So Ben's been at it since then, and he's progressively worked, and then has, within the last year, I guess, rebranded to NFT Hive, and we've gone through a couple of iterations of that now. So.
Yeah. Just a real quick, I'm just going to touch on. I'll come right back to you, Cones. While he's on here, just kind of give a quick
I'm here for the long haul.
All right, cool, man. This is the NFT Hive. So now you guys don't have minting capabilities, is that correct? Or do you have minting capabilities? Can I mint on it? No, right?
No, we don't do minting.
Okay, but this is mainly more for bulk tools like listing multiple things at once on a marketplace, transferring multiple things.
Are you logged into your wallet, Dom? Just log in there.
Let me log in real quick.
Sounds almost like a fairy tale or a movie.
Show us your password.
No password.
Right.
It's not like we're streaming live or anything.
Oh my God, what happened?
Oh God.
No one's
Right.
recording.
All right, here we go. All
Okay,
right.
so click on the hamburger there at the top there, the
Yep.
right,
Got it.
and then go to account,
Okay.
and then account again.
Okay. Oh
So
my
this is-
God.
So this is
Okay.
wild, right? This is going to show you so many stats about what's going on in your account. You can claim all your stuff here. You can stake all your stuff here.
What do you mean? Like stake? Like just
Stake.
stuff? Like
Stake your
everything can be
resources.
stakeable? Like every NFT could be stakeable? Or
No,
no?
no, no.
Oh, no, just the wallet stuff. Just the wallet stuff.
Yeah,
Fine.
yeah.
Gotcha.
But you can, but with projects like we do have it integrated with projects like Our Planet and that, where you can bulk stake and unstake. And I mean, that was super helpful when some of the projects were taken off there, right? You could take out 100 at one time as opposed to going through and
Yeah.
Painful.
This is awesome, man. Wow, this is cool. And it has all
Yeah,
the
so it's, you know, I'll get into a little more some of the other features or whatever when you're finished there. But yeah, that's, you know, like just it gives a really good overview of everything that you can do with the NFTs on the Wax block.
Okay, and so then you can bring up all the packs that you have in your wallet easily. That's so, and that was the thing I was checking out earlier, was just it's so much easier to navigate your inventory.
Yeah,
way easier.
And we're working on that navigation like all the time too. The guys are making updates where we really, really listen to the community. Any kind of feedback people have, anything you want to see, you want to change, let us know, and we work on it. Right.
It was really
It's
cool.
it's really it's really a marketplace and a site for the collector, for the consumer.
Gotcha. Right? This is really cool, man. This is really cool.
Yeah,
and then go ahead, TC. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, do you have a bulk buy button?
Yeah, there's bulk.
The bulk tools. Let's go down here. Bulk sell. Bulk buy.
Sell,
Yeah. Bulk buy.
Bulk buy. You can bulk change your prices. Pretty much anything that you could do in bulk.
Nice.
That's huge. I mean, I think that just whenever I did the Halloween pack with Nifty blocks, I had to literally like hand send them 720 assets. Oh my God, it was sickening. And then someone had suggested it to me. They were like, I think you could like bulk do it on NFT Hive. And I was like, oh, well, I need to find out, because that was brutal, man.
Yeah, you can sell and you can do transfer duplicates too and sell duplicates, which is really cool. That's a nice feature too.
The newest feature I really like that we put in is the buy offers, that you can put in a buy offer for a certain NFT. So say you wanted a War Space pack or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And the floor price, you can look on Hive, it'll show you the floor price here.
Yep.
So you can go to click make a new buy offer.
Okay.
These are ones that are up right now. Sorry, those are ones that people are selling, but you can click a new buy offer. Say you want this starter pack. So start that up. You know, there should be a button there that says activate.
Buy offer. Yeah.
And then it tells you here, breaks it down for you. You're going to lock up that amount that you want to buy it, but that offer is going to be out there for anybody to see who wants to list that pack. So, so you could put it out that say it's 1,200 wax pack. You put out that you're going to spend 1,000. If somebody needs that wax real quick, they'll say, okay, I'll sell it to this guy right away. And your offer's out there until somebody buys it.
That's brilliant.
That is brilliant.
Yeah, and then once you cancel it, the wax comes right back in your wallet automatically. So, and if you have the wax locked up, you can do buy offers on several different things. So if you had 500 wax locked up, and then this saw or whatever you wanted to put a buy offer for 400, you didn't have to put another 500 wax in. That 500 that was in there would cover anything that's under that until it came out.
Until it comes through. Wow.
Yeah.
That's great. That's really good, man. And the thing I like about it too is that, that's what, finding the secondary stuff on Atomic sometimes is a little hard. The searches are hard. It's hard to kind of find out where everything is. And then also it's not really oriented towards that. This seems really oriented towards the secondary, which is really nice.
Really oriented to the customer. Yeah, for sure. And we do run, we have our own back end. So we run on our own APIs and that. So when Atomic's having troubles, you can come to Hive and we're up and running.
Oh, that's awesome. And do you guys, I see that you guys have the collections. Now, is this all being pulled from the same data that like goes on Atomic, or is this coming from your own API pool?
It's our own API pull, I believe. I know we do piggyback some stuff, but it's you know, it's some stuff you got to do that, right? But
Yeah, exactly.
Wait,
exactly.
what is that? What is that Robotech thing? Can you?
Yeah,
just a regular Robotech card.
I'm gonna have to shop. I'm gonna have to
Oh,
shop. later.
yeah, Dom, you're not on Wax. Yeah, we had Robotech do a drop a little while ago.
No way. Okay.
Yeah, you know, Wax. I don't know if you know very much about it, Dom. There's been some big brands that have come over. You know, we just did.
Sell me.
Yeah, Funko Pop, which Krypto loves. Krypto Kumas over there loves his Funko Pop.
Oh, yeah. My daughter's got a whole closet full of them.
Yep. We had
insane,
Garbage Pail Kids. You had Hot Wheels come over recently with a big drop.
Man, really?
Weezer. All the big brands are heading over to Wax just mainly because it's so cheap. You know, but at the same time, I think Solana's also right behind there as well. They're kind of more. I think they're going to take over more of the ETH side of stuff. That kind of open sea kind of vibe. I think.
Yeah.
I think Solana's going to kind of definitely take over that side of it. I think. You know, but definitely, yeah. It's
I'm going to get on there. That's it sounds like a good waste of my evening now.
It's a nice rabbit hole for sure. There's lots of good stuff, and you know, if you're used to those Solana and ETH prices, a lot of it's very affordable still.
Yeah, exactly, and it's really easy to set up a wallet too. Very easy.
Yeah,
so.
absolutely.
Yeah, we were actually, I think on the show they were talking on Doyle was talking about the new method to where you have to have for a new wallet, like you need 5 wax for them to be able to like kind of activate the wallet almost.
Right.
Which I don't know if you guys are familiar with that or if anyone's heard about that, but
Yeah.
So and then we were just talking about some fun different ways that you can kind of go around that, just with backing NFTs with your tokens, or backing them with wax, to where you could then send an NFT to someone that has a new wallet, and then they could burn that NFT to get that wax back. That would be enough to run their RAM for their first their first setup.
You know that's a good thing. And what was his name? Nick? Was it Nick? Bret? Was his name Nick that brought that up? The way to make the packs.
Yep.
Yeah. So
he's actually in here right now too.
Oh, hey Nick, what's up, man? Hey, you know, I saw that he came up with a really good plan of making a pack. So we found out from Miggy Crypto you can back an NFT with wax. So let's say I make a wax and I sell it for $1 and it's worth $1. I can burn that and get my wax basically in my wallet for doing that. So you know, he was like, how about if we do that? And I was like, but you're going to have to burn it so they won't end up with an NFT. And he was like, oh, how about if we make a pack? And one of the things in there is a burnable that pays the person back basically for the thing. And I was like, that's a really genius idea. Actually, that's really smart.
Yeah.
Because, you know, that way artists can kind of really make a customized looking pack that helps brand to them. And then also they're paying that guy back for joining wax. You know, I think it's really smart. So kudos to you, Nick. Shout out to Nick. Hopefully that comes through with a cool
Nick's
idea.
got a lot of great ideas. He and I have talked quite a bit, and I think he's talked quite a bit with you too, Nifty.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, great guys. Great. You know what else is nice is seeing all these new people coming to wax in this last couple of weeks as well. You know, we've had some real cool individuals coming over, which I really is nice. You know, it's nice to see the community having a little bit of a fluff up a little bit. You know, it had a little downtime there for a second. Now it's coming back, and it's nice seeing that Wax, Atomic, and Nifty are coming out of the woodwork and, you know, backing everyone up finally, you know, on the art side of stuff. So shout out
Taco too recently. I've seen Taco coming out of the woodwork as well, man. It's been nice, and they're all kind of collectively, they're like, all right guys, this is the time, let's hand in hand, and they've been showing it, man. I had someone asked the other day, like what's his name? Dominic. He was in the Wednesday space. You might know what I'm talking about, Bret. Dominic, whatever. He always comes in.
Yep.
I mean, that's a pretty artsy individual. Comes from a super art background. So like to see him asking questions about it, and it's reaching more people, and then more people are keeping their ears open about it, and it's refreshing.
Yeah, those Wax Wednesday spaces have been a good onboarding platform for a lot of artists that have been curious.
Yeah.
And you know, I think it was the last time I was on here, and you're like, hey, you know, let's go do some spaces. And
hell yeah. And you guys took that little thing, and now look at what you guys have done. It's amazing, man. I'm loving going to your spaces and hearing and listening and seeing it just filled with people, you know, interested, curious, wanting to know more. And you guys are so helpful.
Yeah.
You know, shout out to you guys for being such good community leaders, man. That's awesome, man.
Thanks.
Yeah,
great communities like the Metasaurs community who's coming over. They have that ETH project, and now they're coming over working with Wax to create a game on Wax. So
that could be huge.
yeah, it's going to be huge.
Yeah.
So, it's nice to see, well, Kumas and I, it seems like we're like almost like wax tech support all day. I don't mind, but Kumas, I'm like hopping in and out between meetings. I'm like, yeah, I gotta head into a meeting in my day job. I gotta take care of that. But it's like, yeah. So
yeah, I could second that.
The more people we onboard, right? The more community sharing, and the more, as I said in our last one, the more we want everyone to eat, right?
Yep.
So the more we can help each other, everyone eats.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
that's
all about it.
That's been my goal as I'm plodding through my comic and trying to get that pulled together, which
is looking awesome. I saw that latest sketch. It looks amazing, man. I can't wait.
I know.
I just put that together. Who you are, Brett? I just put that together. I love your stuff, man. It's good.
Thanks.
It's good.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man. It's super good. And also, I saw this Loot Cakes, also known as Saki. If you haven't seen Saki, Saki's an amazing character. We're trying to get him on the show to do a Saki performance. But anyway,
we'll get Jim Henson on before we get him.
Yeah. So what he was talking about there in the comments, he says we need to touch on Twerky putting Senior Lupe.
That's right.
Top.
So so Lupe had an auction recently, and Twerky out of left field, he came in with like crazy. I mean, I think it was like 10,000 wax or something, or 20.
Wow.
Amazing. It was a massive auction win. So shout out to one Senior Lupe, who is just in my heart, dude. I've done many collabs with him. He was one of the first guys to really kind of be cool to me in the space. So shout out to Lupe, man. And then
every time I drop something, he answers me, "Hey, Senor JRG, I had your back."
Exactly. Yeah, man. We love Senor Lupe, man. He's the most positive individual, man. And he's always putting it out there.
No scare.
No scare.
Extra focus, baby.
No scare. Lasers is focus, man. Know that, right?
Oh, dude, for real. You should have. When he sent me the animated Kuma that we did recently, he's like, I'm gonna do Senior Kuma, the diamonds. Wait till you like in the lasers and everything. It's lighting
and glories.
Oh, dude, I love
the glories we all ride, my friend. Into the glories we all ride.
Yeah, that's true.
And Twerky, if you don't know who Twerky is just a very well-known little frog that twerks his butt. That's been on Eve and on
they're coming to wax.
Tron and also wax. He's done some wax.
They're coming back to wax.
Oh, they are. That's awesome to hear. He did
because Whaley. Was it the Whaley? Yeah. That's finishing up, and then they're coming to do something on wax. I was chatting to them recently because I was badgering him to do the advent calendar, and he just gave me some excuse about some whales, and I thought he was talking about TC, but obviously he wasn't. But no, he's come back and he's going to do a few bits on wax again, which I mean is brilliant. I mean,
awesome. Getting
all these new artists in is breathing new life into it. It's also bringing a lot more people into the community.
Exactly.
I mean, between Kumas and Bret, who were robbed from wax about Wax Wednesday.
Ooh.
We won't discuss that.
Oh no, we're not. We're not robbed.
Pew pew pew.
So Wax Wednesday actually came up as Kumas and I and Waru, who is an ETH artist as well. He's got stuff on wax. And he also has some stuff on Tez, right, Kumas?
Yeah, I believe so.
I kicked around Wax Wednesday, and then he kicked around Tez Tuesday, and that was just we were coming up with days of the week that could be like whatever
matching to the name.
Yeah, exactly. And so Wax Wednesday, I just started just meme like hashes, right? Like Wax Wednesday, come in Wax Wednesday and show me your stuff, and then it just kind of we're like, well, screw it, let's do the spaces. And
oh god, the ham.
The ham. Oh my god. Talk about memes. Oh my god.
So there's there's a hashtag that's going around called Wax Ham. And we basically there was some tweet. I don't know who started. Was it you, Kuma? I don't know who started.
Wampa.
One of you guys started.
It was Wampa.
Was it
I think it was Wampa.
Wampa Stompa. Yeah.
So everyone starts going like, "Oh, I love wax." Everything's like we're just hamming it up. And so I was like, "Wax ham." And so Wampa made a cool ham with eyes on it, which I Anyway, the ham with eyes, and so he put that up as a free drop, and then more people keep hamming, and then I put up one, and then Byron the artist put up one, Duck Blobs put up one, and so now there's multiple wax hams that exist as NFTs, as memes, because that's how we roll on Wax. It's always just a fun time here.
It should be a pack made of it. The wax ham pack.
Exactly.
No, I thought like maybe it was like an accident, like you wanted to go hashtag like wax fam one day and hit wax ham and just like,
Look at me
it was
looking
like, light bulb.
looking to the keyboard. Wax, next to H. Let me see.
I've been using wax ham instead of wax fam just for the hell of it.
Yeah,
that's
same here,
true.
same here.
It's the perfect inside joke. Every time we see ham, we all know what it means now. We're like,
that's great.
yeah,
When you
there
get
it
someone
is.
in the comments that's like, I don't know what this is about. I must have missed something, or like it's hilarious. But,
yeah, Byron made a ham's horde pack, which is cool. Let me see if I can find that really quick. Let me. So Byron the artist, he makes probably some of the coolest looking zombies I've ever seen, ever. And
He's whacking out.
Yeah, he's really good. I like his stuff too.
And he did his own pack of ham, and it was really cool.
Ham?
it's got like
Ham.
it's got strips of bacon and everything.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
strips of
sure.
bacon.
but,
Yeah, exactly. Let me see if I can find it. I'm scrolling through his stuff. Oh, where'd it go? Well, there's one of them, but let me see if he has the whole pack.
I got a whole bunch of packs, and all I got was like grayscale bacon. I think I got 5 packs. I mean, it wasn't a lot, but I think like 3 or 4 of them were grayscale bacon. I was like, oh, in the comments.
M.O.R.B.S again.
Oh man,
He's just, I don't know. He
Grayscale
should be
Bacon
paying
is
this
a great
extra.
band name, by the way. If anybody wants to start a band, call it Grayscale Bacon. I think that's good.
That's a great name. Yeah.
I think Duck Blob had something to do with that wax ham meme too.
I'd well believe it.
I
I'd
think
well
it was
believe it.
him
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Wampa
That's
stuff.
what I can definitely. Duck Blob and Wampa, they're like meme. They have that meme element that
Oh my
comes to
God.
them, and I
They're
mean that's
so hilarious.
That's a marketing quality, in my opinion. Like you,
For sure.
that's something in this kind of era.
That's the world we live in, man.
Yeah, dude.
I think
like
now he's going for Meme Mondays. This is
something like that. Yeah.
So as M.O.R.B.S has left the building again.
Well, now
Listen, lads, pay your internet bill. There you go. No, I have no idea.
I got the info right here. M.O.R.B.S is on OpenSea's building. That's what happened. That's what's happening.
Guys, I'm gonna jump out here. I got some dogs I gotta take care of.
No problem, Terry. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Pleasure having
Yes,
you.
Harry.
See you around.
Yeah,
Good to see you
nice to
guys.
meet you, bro.
Peace.
This whole time, all I've been doing is looking on NFT Hive now. That's all I'm doing. I'm like,
Join us. Dom, you know you want to join us. Come on.
Street Fighter,
just get the content to
Mattel,
wax.
Atari. This is awesome. I had no idea. I was thinking, where are all those brands? Well, now I know.
Yeah. No, it's insane to see some of them, like you said, Atari, and like just it's nuts, man. Like, and then no one knows about it. It's like I don't know if it was Bret that said it, but it's like the best kept secret, and then people find it and they're in love with all these things, and then find that also their friends have creations and collections on there, and they're just like mind blown.
Yeah,
It's not even it's not even that. I mean, there's some so small artists in there, and some of the work is absolutely amazing. I know you have the big artists, but then you go look at the small artists, and some of the work is you're just kind of mind blown. And you're
isn't that kind of the thing about this whole space in general? I mean,
it's open to the public.
I keep thinking big brands are gonna win here in the metaverse. I don't care what blockchain or marketplace or whatever, big brands are going to win if small producers, small artists, and small groups don't band together. You know what I mean? Because I know it's supposed to be, we're decentralized, supposed to be all democratic, everybody's equal, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, Adidas spent how much buying land, right? How much they spent, I forgot what it was, and Nike bought a bunch. I mean, I can't go do that. You can't go do that. I don't think you can do that.
Ask TC. Just ask TC.
You can do it.
If you know Uplift, Let's talk to TC. TC is like, let's say, Donald Trump of uplift. That's what we call him. No, I do agree with you that, Dom, that yes, the big brands are going to come in and they are probably going to dominate. That's why you have these spaces where you have the
Is anyone here familiar with Ready Player One? Like the big company Iowa, like it's kind of the whole thing that speaks to it. So I mean, it'll happen. Like
I'm waiting for Ready Player 2.
They have the power. They have the. I always remember that scene in Ready Player One where he's talking about how many ads they could pop up on someone's screen before they're legally allowed to give them a seizure. Like it's insane and it's pretty sick, but it'll definitely come down.
It worries me a little bit because, you know, I was naive once when like I said, back in the early days of the web, I thought, oh, this is great, man. You know, the small mom and pop shop is going to be able to put their product out there and they're going to instant global recognition and tap into a global market. And, you know, I was in my early 20s, so I was pretty naive then about it. And, you know, sure enough, big companies came in with their money and their marketing machine. Nothing wrong with that. That's capitalism. That's the way it works. Right. Yeah. But a lot of people are really, you know, starry-eyed about this whole space. And I think be starry-eyed, be a hopeful dreamer, like see what it can be. Absolutely. It's what's going to drive us all forward, but also be realistic and know that, you know, you're not going to be able to compete with the big company that comes in with their marketing machine behind it. They're going to win. So if small groups, small companies, small producers kind of band together, that will help a lot, you know. And then also, like, I worry about the IP issues that people are stepping all over. I mean, I've seen so many projects with, you know, Marvel logos and Star Wars logos. That's why on my cones, see how I brought it back to my project? See that?
Which I love that. You got to do the bring around. The bring around is always very important.
But on my little t-shirts, I have little logos that I wanted to do, like a Star Wars logo, and I wanted to do a Jaws, you know, t-shirt. And I was like, you know, the first one was, remember in the 80s, the Frankie Say Relax t-shirt?
Yes.
Turns out that's protected and they're highly litigious.
Wow.
Yeah. So you can't go and make a, you know, I don't, Etsy is a crazy place for this kind of stuff, but everybody takes stuff and just steps all over IP and copyright every day. Yeah. And I'm telling you, at one point, you know, these companies are going to come after some of the big players for taking their copyright and put stuff on there.
They're just waiting. They're just waiting.
Yeah. I'm saying it's going to happen.
They're just waiting.
So, you know, I was talking to someone the other day about this a little bit. I don't like to go too deep in the woods about it because usually people just don't listen anyway. They just continue to do it. But IP and trademark are really kings in the court. I don't know how else to put it. You lose almost 95% of the time, almost every time. Like you really have a hard case against you, walking and going like, I was just trying to make it look sort of like it. That kind of already kind of ruins your whole case. So trademark is a little bit different than copyright, and people get that confused as well. Right. Where a trademark is actually more the concept, and if you're kind of tapping into that concept, it can get ugly for you. Mm-hmm. And if you ever mess with the mouse in Etsy and the print world, you know, I learned that early on working in the print world stuff. You just don't touch any IP that someone doesn't have a right to, because they come down really hard, especially the mouse. And the mouse, if you know who I'm talking about, is starts with a D, ends with a Y, and they don't play around at all. Like, they are very litigious and they don't care. And the big difference is that before, it used to have to be a sting. That's why a lot of people go like, oh, they're never going to come after you. I'm like, yeah, because it's a little bit different. It's a big sting. They have to like kind of find where you sell your stuff, that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. On the blockchain, a lawyer that I talked to very early on when I got into the space said, we're very aware of the space. And what's the people don't understand is that this is all recorded on a blockchain. So in other words, the proof is forever there, easy to pull up. Your case is already won before you started. So they're not entering the space yet, but I have a feeling in the next couple of years, especially as the bigger brands enter in, you're going to see a lot more regulation on that. I think, you know, and hopefully, you know, artists understand that, you know, please be careful out there. No one wants to get sued. No one wants to.
Can you imagine if a Bird Ape has one Nike logo on it, or any other big company logo on it?
Yeah.
and Bird Ape now it's something, gigantic. So they would they would they would finish it.
Yeah.
There's nothing to do about it. So we need to be careful. That's true.
Yeah, especially if you're a little artist, because for us it's more about whitelisting, especially like on the Atomic Hub and the Wax blockchain. We have to go through a whitelisting to be able to see our stuff on the market. So it's really important, I think, for little artists to know that the marketplaces are trying to save.
They do manage it though. They do. I have known two or three projects have been delisted because of copyright.
Yep.
And I think. But it's not up to for me. It's up to the project themselves, because the marketplace is going to say, "Look, he did it. Nothing to do with us."
Exactly.
They'll just wash their hands of it and go, "Well, look, you chase him, not us." And
well,
that's the whole issue.
I mean, I remember again in my normal job, buying stock photos before before it became so easy to get stock photos. You had to buy them and they were expensive. You had to license them. And I remember buying one and we put it into, I think it was a website or a brochure or whatever. It's probably a website, and it still had the watermark on it. And we told the client, you have to buy this. You have to buy it. Here's the link. You got to license it. Give it to us. We'll put it back into your website. They never did. And about a year later, that company, I remember which one it was. Doesn't matter. But they came after them, and they sent us a letter, and they said, just we want to confirm that you didn't do this on your own accord. But it turned out it was the end user or the end product, the client, that was responsible for it. And they were pissed. They wanted me to pay the $2,000 to have it done. And I was like, I told you, here's the thread. Here's the thread that said you had to buy it. So, I mean, I think the same thing, the end user here, the end buyer, the NFT will probably be okay, but their NFT might go poof.
That's what I was going to say, that, imagine being the collector that spent 4 ETH on a floor, and then you have to burn it away and your 4 ETH is gone as well.
Yeah.
I mean,
I can see that happen though. I mean, totally. It will happen. There's going to be a big project out there that thinks, we're okay, we're safe, no one's going to bother us, and it's going to have a lovely big floor, and then all of a sudden someone's going to go in, well, that's ours, that's our copyright, get rid of that, and someone's going to get really hurt. I mean, some of the apes went for, I think,
that brings up the whole idea of it brings up the whole concept of originality, though, right? Like, how many derivative projects do you see?
Sure.
And then, and from a consumer's perspective, they don't know if they're buying an actual, well, they do, but I'm saying, like, it looks just like a Bored Ape, you know what I mean? But it's not. But is it kind of like that?
There's hundreds of those Bored Apes out there now, projects, and it's fun.
Yeah.
And I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, it's great when the concept came out, brilliant, and it has a great floor in it. And if you can afford to buy one, fair play. I cannot afford to buy a Bored Ape.
Yeah,
I know. I don't.
I definitely can't now. I'll tell you that. That's it's crazy now. What is it like?
What's the floor?
Like 100 ETH floor? Yeah,
100
something ETH, like insane, man. It's like insane.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's you gotta be original. You gotta do something original. And I think and derivative projects are great. That's fine. Be inspired. All I tweeted about this earlier, and I think one person saw it. But all projects deserve respect, in my opinion. All project teams, they're putting stuff out, especially artists. They're putting stuff out there, and be inspired. See what Doodles is, and do something like that. Whatever, that's fine. Or you can be original, and I think that's what's going to happen in the next 6
well,
months,
that's the thing. That's the thing in Dom in Atomic Hub. I will give them credit as much as I have my disagreement with them. They do make you prove that it's your work, and they will check it. And if they think you are copying that, they will delist you straight away, and they will just say to you, they'll say, "Look, you're being delisted."
Actually.
Yeah, it is.
That's
it
good.
is.
Yeah.
It really makes it safer for the collectors for the most part. I mean, there's still some projects that kind of scooch in, but for the most part, all the collectors can feel pretty safe that person is definitely doing the art, for what they're buying. So
as well, if you're going to do a project on Wax and you think you're going to make it into a game, don't mention game.
Do not mention that at all. 0.0.
Don't put it in the same sentence.
Just a word of the wise. So the drop is the 22nd on the cones, correct, Dom? That's the day.
That's correct.
That will be on what marketplace are you doing? Are you guys just going to mint straight from the website, or
We're not. We're not sure what marketplace we're going to tie into yet.
Okay.
We're looking at Magic Eden, I guess.
Yeah.
Again,
Magic
this is me trying to stay out of that lane because it just stresses me out. So I'm going to go with what my partners decide.
Yeah.
We've collected a whole bunch of whitelist people with their Solana wallet, so we're committed to that. But I don't know where it's going to go in secondary.
Awesome.
We'll see. Whatever, they're going to take care of that. And then, like I said, I mean, I've got every day I'm like, oh, that would be a great NFT. You know what I mean? So I've got a ton of ideas. I got a little book of like tons of stuff. So what we're gonna do though is we're gonna stay in a real retro theme.
Gotcha.
We're calling our quote unquote parent company, which I'm just building a website for now, called Retrosphere Studios or Retrosphere Labs. Sorry, and everything we do is going to be 70s, 80s, and 90s inspired.
Very cool.
And then I might do some stuff that brings back to 50s and 60s. I'm thinking about maybe a 1930s, 1920s speakeasy kind of project.
Whoa.
So there's a whole bunch of stuff I want to do.
Yeah.
This is really, it turned out to be a full project, but it was really just for us to cut our teeth, for me to get comfortable with the space, comfortable with the art. I'm already getting hit by other companies to start consulting for them here in Napa Valley, wineries and things like that. So, I mean, I'm off and running in a new direction. So this is really going to be the first step, really, into that whole sphere.
That's awesome. Thank you again. I had to turn you down, Crackers, for a second, man. I think you're hearing the thing. So, sorry about that. Yeah. The thing that was interesting about Solana too is that the marketplaces are nice. So the way you mint on Solana, you can actually mint on your own site pretty easily using Metaplex and being able to set up kind of a whole system.
Oh yeah, Metaplex. That's what we're using.
Yeah, and like a candy machine kind of thing. So you can actually
candy machine, yes.
You don't have to deal with marketplaces per se for the minting. You can handle that all on your own, and it's very reasonable. It's cheap. It's free. It's basically a GitHub thing that you set up.
Yep.
And then it automatically will lock into that blockchain, and then from there you can set it into your marketplaces for secondary. Correct? That's usually how we're going to go.
Yeah, we just did our just built our little mint page, and it worked fine. So that's right. Awesome. I forgot about those two, the candy machine and the Metaplex. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what we're using. That's what Alex is using to make it all happen. So.
Yeah,
and that's cool. It's accessible. You know what I mean? I feel like as three newbie dads, who are like, oh shoot, what's this all about? We wanted to kind of make it as easy as possible because we were tearing our hair out trying to find some amazing dev, and everybody's so in demand.
They are.
You just can't find anybody. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's another thing. If anybody's looking for a career to go into, Solidity development or C++ development, you guys will work nonstop right now. When Web3 hits, you're going to be the most wanted person in the block, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Like web designers back in the 90s. Remember, everybody was like, I was a plumber last week, and now I'm a web designer.
I remember that.
Yeah, I remember like doing really well selling websites till, I don't know, almost about 99. And then all of a sudden, I remember seeing like some Craigslist ads that my client brought to me. He's all like, this guy said he can do it for $200. And I was like, oh my God.
Go for it.
I was like, here we go.
Well, do you guys remember there was a web company called Organic Online way back when? Do you remember them?
I think I do remember that.
They got like, They built the Nordstrom website way back when, and they charge them like they went in to pitch. There's a urban myth story, but I kind of have it on good authority because I knew people from Organic that they went in to pitch Nordstrom, I think it was, and they were like, well, how much is it going to take to build a website? I'm like, oh, it's $1 million, and this is 1990 whatever dollars, right? So it's $1 million bucks. That's like 2 ETH now. Just kidding.
Right.
But it's like $1 million, and they got laughed out of the office. They're like, "What are you, crazy?" And they said, "Well, how much does it take to open one Nordstrom store in, say, wherever in the United States?" And they're like, "Oh, it's $2-3 million to open a store." And like, well, we're going to open a store that's open all over the world, all at once, all the time.
Right.
And all of a sudden they kind of went, oh yeah, $1 million is not that bad. So they used to get, that was the day back in, in the 90s and early 2000s when, I used to get mid 5 figures to do, big database websites we did for Harvard Medical School and for UC Berkeley and other ones. And we get, good money for those projects. Yeah. And now it's like people call me for websites all the time. And I'm going, I don't even want to charge you. This is so dumb. You can just go here and here and here, throw some graphics up.
Click.
Exactly.
Yeah. It really comes down to brand. It comes down to storytelling and content, and the medium doesn't matter anymore. So NFTs are the same thing. I think it's going to come down to what's creative, what's cool, what has great utility, and not just the tech part of it. Because the tech part of it is going to get condensed, and you're going to have, just like someone was talking about it earlier, just like a really
one year ago, there was so hard to mint a NFT on for example on Wax. Now on FT blocks, you just drop things and click, and that's done. So you are so I agree so much with you, Don, because that is already happening, you know.
And you know, JRG, you remember too, we tried out BitCloud for a minute. Remember BitCloud?
Yeah.
Okay, so their thing is what basically is going to happen to Instagram. So that NFTs are going to be basically you upload like you normally do on Instagram, and then hit a little button that says mint. And the next thing you know, you have an NFT out there, and people are going to be able to buy it. That's what, and they're basically taking the same concept that BitCloud did, and they're going to put it into Instagram. So that's coming. So yeah, you're 100% correct, Dom. It's like this is going to be accessible to everyone very shortly as far as the tech side. So it's going to become back down to content, what it is that you're actually buying into, the community, the whole thing, the brand, the IP. So that's what's pretty amazing about it, you know. And what I like about you know, for to hop out of Wax for a second to talk about Solana. The thing that I do like about Solana more than anything is that it's spreading its wings into major marketplaces. And that is that mass adoption that I'm talking about, is that if someone comes now onto FTX or Krypto.com or something, they're onboarded and they could buy NFTs already right off the bat, right out of their wallet, just buying Solana, basically Solana NFTs. And I think that that's going to get a lot of normal people into this and then kind of further it out. You know, I think they have a little bit more push for that. You know, that's where Wax, I think, is still on the way there, is that we need that Coinbase listing. We need that easy accessibility, you know, for people to be able to get in. Crypto.com is getting there, though. I mean, it's nice to have that Crypto.com access where you can buy Wax on Crypto.com. So that's nice. But I do like that Solana gives you that ability to split where you're putting your marketplace. You know, you can go to Magic Eden, Digital Eyes, you can put it on FTX, you can put it wherever you want, or even off your own site. So definitely cool.
It'd be really interesting to have a conversation about this in even 6 months.
Yeah.
Or a year from now, like how much the landscape will have changed, you know, by then. It's going it's so hard to keep up. It's moving so fast.
Yeah. Yeah, it is, man. It really is. You know, and it's awesome that you hopped into this. You know, it's nice seeing guys that have been around for a while getting into the space. You know, I'm being honest, you know, because it's like, you know, when I first got in it, a lot of people were just brand new, or they were fine artists trying to make the transition over and just running into roadblocks after roadblock after roadblock. Like they just could not sell anything, mainly because they weren't social media people. They didn't understand that side of it, that you have to kind of play the social media side of it as well, put yourself out there as kind of a brand. And then lately it seems that more and more people want that doxed feeling when they're buying into a project. Like they want to know, who am I buying this from? Because there's been so many rug pulls, you know. So it's nice, you know, to see faces, to know like this person's a real person. And you know, it's
we are fully doxinated on our site. fully doxinated and boosted.
Nice.
We have you know, we've got you know, we're just three dudes. It's three guys, you know, three dads with daughters and sons, and we put it out there. Why wouldn't we? You know what I'm saying? Like, why wouldn't you? I mean, I'm putting myself out there. I might as well be honest and transparent about it.
Yeah.
The idea that people actually get rugged on in this new paradigm is really sad, because that's kind of the antithesis of what this is supposed to be about, you know. And that really sucks that people do that, and it's money grabs, you know. I mean, I'm honest too. Look, if we sell 25%, you know, I'm taking a short vacation, I'm paying off my bills, and I'm going to help put my kid through college. One of my first daughter, who's in college now, I'm going to try to help her out, you know, and that's, I'm just being honest about that. And as we get more and more down the line, you know, absolutely. We have, you know, here in Napa, we got a little Napa Junior Girls Softball League that my kid was a part of since she was 8. I'm absolutely going to write him a check. You know what I mean? Like I'm actually absolutely going to spread it around and help buy computers for the high school or whatever it is. You know, I want to do all that. We're trying to be as above the board about that, and also not promising things. I mean, I cannot believe the projects that are like, win a Ferrari or a Tesla or a trip to the moon or whatever. Like, hey, you know, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably you know.
Run.
So we're just trying to
those are the same people that have the following, or their followers are like 18K, but yet they're following like 200 people. And you're like, okay,
right. And their Discord has like 64 million people in it, and there's like no interaction at all. Like,
no answers to any questions.
Discord's so hard. I gotta tell you, like as an old guy, I'm going to Discord going, what is this? It looks like you know, AOL on steroids from 20 years ago. It's like this is what AOL would have come to if like a committee just decided to redo it over the years. And it's just a nightmare. It's a nightmare. I mean, I'm learning it. It's fine. I get it. Right. You know, whatever. There are channels, blah 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 blah. But my little inbox is just bing 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 all day. And finally, Alex
get millionaire today. Get millionaire today. Can actually. You are whitelisted.
You can actually turn those zing dings off if you want.
Oh, I know. I didn't know that though. For like a week, I'm like,
Yeah, TC, I didn't know that either. I did that for like probably like 2 weeks, and that's where I was kind of. I was same thing. I was told I'm like I got to turn off the notifications of the whole app. It's driving me nuts. And so, and then I finally watched a YouTube video, and I finally sat down and kind of figured out how to do it. But I was like, oh my god,
I yell at my drop down menu all day because I'm just like, I can't get to the I always have to swipe something out of the way. It's
so boomers.
So, dude, it's hilarious. It's hilarious when I see it.
I feel so stupid. I'm asking my 16-year-old, I'm like, how the hell do I use Discord? She's on it all the time playing League or whatever. Right. And I'm like, please tell me how to. She's like, big eye roll. You know, well, whatever. You got to teach me something. But no, I mean that's been hard. Driving people to our Discord it's been like pulling teeth. But people told me too, like, don't worry about Discord. Like, really build on Twitter.
Yeah.
You know, I thought people were gonna say,
I was thinking about it today. I think that Twitter is the best place for NFT creators because Twitter is one of the last platforms of social media that we really talk. We write words, it's not just pictures or just videos or we write, people respond with text, this is so we don't see these anymore. All we see is a post or a photo or a video and comment, but there's no interaction, conversation, In Twitter, I see that. This is why I think that in Twitter is the best place for NFT creators.
And it's worldwide. You don't have to
go of course. Yeah.
That's good. That's good to know because it's intimidating for me to go, oh man, we're not doing this right. We're not building community right because we're not deep into Discord. And I think it's kind of a necessary. It's like having a fax machine, 20 years ago, you had to have one. So you got to have a Discord, I guess. But that's good. I mean, I've been on Twitter more in the last 30 days than I think I have since it started because I just felt like I wasn't interesting enough to say anything.
I would do just Twitter and I would do Spaces. Pick a day.
Spaces, definitely Spaces. Have you done Spaces yet, Dom? Have you done Spaces?
Yeah. I love Spaces. Cool. There's a project called the Cyber Panther Party that is exactly like think of Black Panther Party, but the Cyber Panther Party. Right. And so they're really connected to like civil rights and Black Lives Matter and all that. But I was on a Twitter Spaces with them and I had my mind opened to all kinds of issues of race and equality in a way that I wouldn't have, here in mostly white Napa Valley,
See what I'm seeing? People speaks.
Yeah. I don't have an opportunity to be in a room with, with 20 Black or Latino people, all being able to school me as a white guy. And I'm going, well, what about this, and this? And I'm like, that, and that. I'm like, wow, this is great. So I love Spaces. I think I'm kind of addicted to it now. Like I'm at the gym and I'm listening to Spaces.
Absolutely.
But it's cool. You're like part of the conversation. And there's people from Saudi Arabia and from Russia and from far away, like Canada and places like that. And
Brazil,
everybody's on there, and everybody's talking together. I think it's cool. I really enjoy that part of it.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, the thing also about Twitter, to tap on what JRG was saying, it has searchable items. You can search a hashtag, you can search Wax blockchain. Discord's very difficult to go find stuff just randomly. You have to kind of like get the link to get into the Discord. So sometimes that's a little bit hard. So yeah, I agree that Twitter is much easier. I also
not mention that some links expire and you have the link, then you don't have anymore.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly. Or you lose, or it kicks you out, and then you have to put in your key phrase, and you're like, "Shit, where did I put my key phrase?" And I was like, "I've been there, man. It's a struggle's real, but it's okay, man. It's what it is."
Yeah.
And JRG, speaking of, since we've been talking to you, let's play your track. Do you mind if I play your track, man?
I would love it.
Okay, let me get it all up. Let me pull it up. So JRG has been on the show multiple times. The awesome rapper from Brazil, and he releases music NFTs, and which is super cool because not that many people are doing that. And he has a new one that the lyrics are about people in the wax space. So I just want to bring that. Wait, actually, here. Do this one right here. Yeah.
Good graphics too.
Well, it's your homie JRG.
Yeah.
I'm here because I love you, and I'm here because you're super. So. I wrote this song, I wrote this music for you guys because I love you all. Yeah. This song is for my homies. This song is for my homies. Yeah. This song is for my homies. This song is for my homies. Yeah. This song is for my homies.
Yeah.
This song is for my homies. Yeah. This song is for my homies. Yeah. This song is for my homies. Yeah. All around the world, this is JRG. Yo, what up? Without you guys, I'm nothing. Believe in me, my bars will not be a thing that I can't see. Yeah, once upon a time, there was a guy who once believed with his song he could fly. Then he met all the metaverse. Then everyone on there wanna listen all his verse. Sebastian and blockchain blunts. My first NFT sold, boom, my mind stunts. Yo, his stash and his mustache share his knowledge. More wisdom than all those years on college. El Sherino, legendary collector. Greg Gonzalez, the great hip-hop underground detector. Underground or mainstream, anything Monster Vision introduced me. Graffiti Kings and Norupi, Mexican homie, you hear? No scare, no ever, we have no fear. Focus box like magic, Chris Cat Marks from Brazil, and he's amazing at Big Up on Heart. Hey, yes, I'm a geek too, Corey and Uplift family, I love you. Miss Teen, Ananda, MRL, Mellow Builder. It's unbelievable what we can make with Minecraft and a computer. Nifty M.O.R.B.S, he works as lit. Mutant, organic robots buying shit together. We gonna hit the skies, so please never forget, I love you guys, yeah. This song is for my homies. This song is for my homies, yeah. This song is for my homies. This song is for my homies, yeah. This song is for my homies. This song is for my homies, yeah. This song is for my homies. This song is for my homies, yeah. This song is for my homies. This song is for my homies, yeah. This song is for my homies. This song is for my homies, yeah. This song is for my homies. This song is for my homies, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's it. Very nice.
Not bad Brazilian,
I love it, brother. So good, my friend. So good.
Thank you.
I'm gonna do a giveaway of one of those. Let me find it again here. 1 second.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it in the YouTube chat because I'm too afraid I'm gonna get rugged again. So I'm just gonna put a link in the YouTube chat because I've been rugged twice already. Note to self: never update your Chrome right before you go live. So anyway, Oh well. But anyway, you can pick that up now. You can. Are there still some available, JRG?
Yeah, actually, I did
Post it
I
in the
mean,
private chat one more time, and I'll.
yeah, okay. I joined all my music NFTs, so you can browse, you can navigate on that. And this week, I did a drop in collab with Sublime Sound Music too. They asked me for a collab, and I had one music of my already released music that I didn't had minted as an FT. The
Right.
music is called No Beat. In English would be something like On the Beat.
Gotcha. Okay.
So yeah, and I drop it with them in collab too. So this song, this my last three songs are only exclusively on as NFT and only at Wax Blockchain. So there is not on Spotify or Apple Music or YouTube.
Nice.
Only for a while, only on Wax Blockchain, because those songs in English is a part that project Royals,
Right. Right.
which I did the cover and released the EP with 5 songs. So after I release the 5 songs, you can choose. You can keep the songs one by one, or you can blend them and you unlock one unique NFT with all 5 songs in a row. So
Nice. That's awesome,
yeah,
man.
Nice.
that's what I'm gonna do. Because and the people who supported this project are receiving royalties of the sales of this English songs.
Right.
Uh, Song for my homies and future and thankful. These 3 songs that I recorded in English. It's it's splitted with the collectors of the cover that I released in the end of the last year, And I did to a PFP project that is Favela Ghetto Boys. I need to improve that a little bit, but uh, that was good because I could use the money to buy food and toys for homeless children.
Nice.
We recorded. I'm about to release the video, but I don't know what I'm gonna do because uh, the video I speak in English and I don't want to release on my YouTube Brazilian channel because
Gotcha.
people can think, oh my God, he's so show off. He wants to do something to show to American people, and there's nothing like that.
Sure.
But I want to give some feedback for the people who support me on that journey. So
Yeah.
uh, I'm just studying if I'm gonna make like I did on Twitter. I have this Twitter
Right.
rapper JRG NFT,
Right.
which I speak only in English about music and NFT, and I have my Brazilian Twitter, which is JRG official.
Gotcha.
So I'll talk about NFTs on my Brazilian Twitter too, but I'm not that guy. Buy NFT,
Right.
getting. I just try to
Have you found
educate people.
when you talk to people, coming from a musician point that are just people that aren't NFT, so is it hard to get people to come on and try it out? Does it seem like it's kind of like there's a hard obstacle to jump over?
Yeah, I think that most musicians don't understand that. I posted on Twitter this week a guy running and a bull running after chasing the guy,
Right.
and a lot of steps of independent musician had to do, like branding,
Yeah.
designer, recording, mastering, publishing, and
Right.
everything. So what I think that what musicians don't understand that is that with NFTs, you have the power. You have all the power to do anything you want with your song.
Right.
If you wanna drop the lyrics with your song, you can. If
Right.
you wanna if you wanna drop a poster with your music, like with vinyl, like
Right.
when we buy a vinyl, you have the booklet and everything else. You can do that. You can write the fields of your song. You can define what fields you want
Yeah.
for your song. You can, okay, I do rap, so I write genre. I don't know how to say that. GANRE. genre.
Oh, genre. Genre.
Yeah, you can write what genre you are, and you can write the track number. You can do everything, So you are free, and you have not to. For example, last year I did that song for my mom. You guys, almost everyone knows my mom. Unfortunately, we lost her for COVID, and I wrote that song and I released it on Spotify, and the cover was rejected 5 times
Oh my
because
gosh.
there was not the right size. There was not so the letters, the colors, and the brand and everything else.
Right.
So you need to follow some rules on traditional market that NFTs on NFT you don't have to.
Yeah.
You specify your own rules. But what I'm sorry is that musicians, almost every musician that I know have that dream. I will be singing in a bar or in a party, and a producer will
Sure.
see me. Oh my God, you are the next Michael Jackson. Come on, I'm gonna produce you, and I'm gonna make my magic, and boom. And this is so bad because people think that they will drop. For example, while we are here, I received 4 or 5 messages here. Oh, I just dropped my song. Check my link. Check my YouTube channel. Listen on Spotify. Okay, that's good. But with NFTs, you can. It's so different. It's so accept. Even more in wax, because in wax you are so free to do everything, and the community is so supportive, and they love you and they want to see you win.
Right.
This is what make me stay on wax, and support and spread all the projects that I know the people, because um, the musicians are some musicians are losing this opportunity. I talked to 3 or 4 Brazilian rappers, Brazilian producers, even of other styles, drum and bass and electronic music, but people just don't see. People just okay, but what about royalties? What about they are with their minds on the past.
Right.
The old way to do business, even in music industry. So I tweeted in my Brazilian Twitter the following sentence. I tweeted, people are going to pay attention on NFT when a big shot musician in Brazil start to do what I am already doing.
Sure.
And that's what's gonna happen. So, and when that happens, all independent and small musicians will be so behind on
Yeah.
this race,
Yeah.
because we in Brazil we have this popular say, who gets there first drink clean water.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
So
That's really good.
Exactly. That's a good saying.
yeah, if you get there first, you drink clean water. So unfortunately there's not too much musicians. And for other side, I'm great because I'm doing and I'm getting some results, and I make
Yeah.
incredible friends.
Yep.
So this is what important, and I can help people,
Yep.
with my music. I'm being able to, and with my music, with my art, with my creativity, I'm being able to help people, what I did in December,
Right.
and like what I'm gonna do in Easter here
Yeah.
in Brazil. It's so celebrated, so I'm gonna do something like that. So that's it. I love to make music. Of course, it's not what I dreamed about. I don't. I never imagined that I would talk in a American podcast show in Brazil.
Right. Right.
If I went in 3, that's too much.
Right.
I think I went in 2 podcast interviews,
Yeah.
and people like, but you know, I don't know. People like, I don't know why, but here in Brazil, and American, I am here, and I featured on the Stashy podcast and a lot of others, channels. So I don't know. I think the NFT community is so more receptive, So artists need to pay attention and sit on the chair and stud a little bit, and they will be able to do what I'm doing. That's it.
I agree. Like the independent musician thing, I'm an old musician myself, so I get where you're coming from. And
yeah, I saw you signed with Yoshi.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, congrats, bro.
So that's coming out at the end of February. You'll be seeing an NFT popping up. But
awesome.
the thing that's always sucked as an independent musician, especially, I came from the 90s originally. So the 90s was get in a van and get on the road, and it was basically you're making money on the road. You don't make any money off of sales. You get 50% cut off of profit, which is like $100 split between 5 guys. So it doesn't equal very much money. And so your money is made on the road selling CDs and shirts and getting paid by the club.
Merch.
So,
and
it's really hard. It's a hard life. It was really hard to do. And when you get signed by the big guys, you're all stoked. And then you always have like that one guy in the band that drinks way too much and like drugs way too much. And then you get shelved, and then you don't get picked to get the push. And then you're shelved and you can't go do anything. It's endless, the amount of crap that I know about the music business. But anyway, around I don't know, about 2014, I started seeing a new business, not business plan. What do I want to say? Like a way for musicians to kind of handle things, which was independently using YouTube. That was where I first saw this kind of plan, where you're basically creating your community through YouTube with the idea of, I need just to get basically 1,000 people spending $10. Start there. If you get 1,000 people spending $10 over and over again, you're starting to kind of build your kind of setup, and you don't have to deal with a label. You don't have to deal with anything. And there was a couple guys that were making 6 figures easily, as an independent musician doing this style of release. And so NFTs to me is kind of taking that on steroids, because not only can you approach the people on a very cheap level, but you can leave them with memorabilia that lasts forever on the blockchain. It's in their wallet. They'll be able to share. And the bigger that NFTs and crypto become, wallets will become a thing where people say, oh, hey, how you doing? Let me go check out your wallet. What are you into? And they start to see that kind of stuff. Also, it creates collectibles, and more than anything, which I don't think they realize, it's return business, meaning that you could make an NFT, make it untransferable. So in other words, this person can't even sell it. It's their wallet forever. And forever, you could sell them airdrops. You can send them discounts. You can send them new releases right to their wallet. And you couldn't do that before in a marketing sense without spending a ton of money. So the box, it's the modern box tops. That's another part of it. The other part is utility, which you were onto first, JRG. I'm going to give you total props on that. Whereas if they invest into JRG's one recording they did, they're getting a kickback from that recording. And you can start to manipulate that using tokens, coins, creating a token down the line. I see that happening where a musician might create a token on the Alcor exchange. You're buying into that musician that album. That album comes with a certain amount of tokens. You now have stock in that musician. As that musician grows, you're growing with them. You're starting to become actually a real help to that musician.
Yeah, I've seen some of the way that I do the certain Kuma blends. Like you have a certain amount of Tokuma tokens, so you have 5 of them, and you can blend out like the digital snowman. And once the drop ends on that, I've seen that digital snowman go for $10 to $16 or something on secondary, which it's like, that's like mind blowing. And it's like, but it does add some kind of exclusivity. And once the drop ends, it's nuts how that can kind of occur. So
exactly. And, and what else is nice about that is that, you can really start to build those people into community more, like where you can show them that, the crypto world is a little bit different than the real music world. The real music world is kind of cold, it's a weird split,
It's like plastic.
Yeah, it is. It's really hard. And, the crypto community, I think mainly also because there are a lot of independent artists that are basically also the collectors. So they can relate to you and they understand the struggle of being an independent artist in general. It doesn't matter if you're music or a writer or an artist. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter. It's just like, I think we all can relate on the level of, if we work together as a community, like Bret said, and crypto and TC and crackers, it's like, that it's really important that if you come up together, it's going to be a lot more noticeable And Don brought up a great point. It's that, yeah, when Marvel and DC roll into here, I can't compete with that. None of us can. Let's just be real. I mean, there's no way.
Yeah,
I can compete with that
but
kind of
look,
money.
I am
You know?
on Spotify today, and my song is competing directly with Jay-Z.
So
People
awesome.
can listen my song or Jay-Z's song in a row, but I want to make my store side by side with Nike's store,
Yeah.
because some people will slip to my store.
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
Right.
You know what, JRG? That's the beauty of these secondary marketplaces.
Yeah.
That and you just mentioned a second ago that you get in and see what you're into. Remember, you just said that, like, you go into your OpenSea collection or your whatever collection,
Wax.
and you see your wax collection and see all your stuff, your catalog, and see all things, right? Oh, I know what this guy's about. And I firmly believe that, I'm trying to explain this to people who don't understand, who are mostly in my family. I say, he said, well, why would I want this JPEG? And I said, well, listen, we live basically an avatar life now.
Right.
Look at how many people use avatars instead of being on Zoom, instead of using their face on Zoom, they use something else. Or if you play games or whatever, or emojis or memojis or any kind of OGs, there's always a character that you have. Well, now, instead of just having a character that kind of looks like you have a character or an avatar that represents you and what you're into and what you like, the art you like, the music you like, the whatever. And you get to, and what's great, JRG, is that now you can be right there next to somebody in this marketplace. So some collector has a Bored Ape, and if God willing, they own a crypto code next to it, that's amazing. And if they have something from Marvel or something from Disney or whatever there, then you're still kind of in, you get visibility. And that's I really hope that happens. I really hope that keeps happening.
I used to play Street Fighter. I play Street Fighter until not today. The old Street Fighter, Street Fighter 2 and whatever. So for me, it's incredible to be at same marketplace that is Street Fighter, Atari, Funko. I'm like, oh my god, I'm inside the virtual Walmart, and I don't depend of a distributor to do this for me. I can do this by myself. This is incredible for me,
It is.
So I agree with you, Dom, because this is huge, and people don't understand. The people think, oh my god, the people are buying JPEGs. It's not normal. No, normal is 22 guys running after for a ball. What is
somebody
real?
I was talking to somebody, had a really good point. They said, listen, you buy a piece of art. Somebody buys a $40,000 or $100,000 or multi-million-dollar piece of fine art at a Sotheby's auction, right? And they go to the auction, they buy this amazing piece of art, and they put it in their foyer or whatever of their vacation home, and they don't even see it more than a couple times a year, and no one gets to go see it. And here you've got a piece of art that you own, that and somebody can screenshot it, whatever, but you're the owner. They know you're the owner. It's verified, and now you share it with the world, and everybody gets to enjoy this art. And that's all of a sudden a light bulb goes off when people go, oh yeah, you know what? I see value in it now. I see value in the art and the music. I heard about that one kid. I don't know. I think he was Canadian. This rapper, young kid, released his music as NFT, and like for $1, the equivalent of $1 or whatever, and he sold out 1 million copies in 15 minutes.
Tory Lanez?
Is that who it was?
Yeah,
sounds familiar.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, that was an aha moment for me. I'm like, wow.
Someone on Wax, actually, the person I just signed with, Yoshi, who we had on last week, he did the same thing here on Wax. He sold 1 million Yoshi bucks for, in I think less than a day. I think he sold 1 million of them. Like, there was almost an instant sellout. It was insane. And I was just like, wow, like the power of that is like, wait a second, like, how is that even possible? Like, how could we even make that happen? And that's what's also weird, even coming over I chose the Wax blockchain because of the ability to do multiple editions, like lithographs, like you could do 100 of them or you do 1,000 or whatever you want. And I knew that, that's a different strategy, because that becomes more of like a comic book strategy, which I understood a little bit more, which is like get the number ones, get those early editions, like get those early runs and stuff. And that's why I liked it, because it kind of created that. And I also did it also for what you guys were saying. I saw these big brands, and when I first came into the space, it was really weird because you don't know anything about it. This is all new. I'm older, so I'm trying to figure this all out. Like, what is this all doing? And when I first of all, the gas fee thing, threw me completely off, when I was all like, wait a second, I'm gonna have to spend $800 to set up a shop on Mintable. That's insane. Like, I don't even know if this is gonna work. So like to be able to go to Wax, I was like, well, where do the brands go? That was my first question. Where are the big brands going? Like, what are they using?
Same here.
And it was Wax, not over and over and over again, like huge brands, that I'm like, okay, those guys wouldn't make those moves unless a whole board of motherfuckers, sorry, excuse my language, sat there and it was like, what? We're going with this because of X and reason. And, so I started to dive into it, and I realized like there was like no fees for the person buying. It was all dumped onto RAM and CPU on the creator side. Two, these people could make a 3D object and repose it a zillion different times, different backgrounds, and have a whole collection set up. And that's what Veve was doing, and I was seeing that, but I was like, they're using this platform for some reason. And it was the tools that drove me. And I was like, look at all these tools that you get these packs. So you have that like kid feeling of like opening up a baseball card pack or something, like, where did I get inside? And it's like, oh, this is cool. There's like different tools and utilities that I just didn't see on other chains, for a long time. Solana and that kind of stuff is just starting to have that stuff, but they're still not really there with the packs and the blends. And
so it's easy. So it's easy to develop on Wax. And
oh my God, I have there's in this channel, you can see a tutorial series on how to get set up on Nifty Blocks, which I would recommend for you guys. You guys can get us set up and probably whitelisted within a couple weeks.
I might do it. My daughter, does these spray paint stencil.
Oh wow, nice.
Paintings. They're stacked up in my garage because she's off at college.
Oh, do it. Yeah.
But I'm looking for a place to put those, and maybe I'll dabble in that. That sounds like fun.
And it's cheap, like there's, I think you start a wallet now for 5 wax. They have a new rule where you have to put 5 wax, but it goes towards like CPU and RAM, that kind of stuff. But
sure.
Other than that, it's just getting whitelisted by the marketplaces, which is basically you just proving that you are the real artist. Like just send a video of you or a time lapse of you on a Procreate or something like that.
Yeah.
Hey
and
guys,
then,
I have to bounce.
Oh my God.
So yeah, sorry about that, guys.
Sorry, Brett. Okay, Brett. I'll talk to Kuma. Sorry, brother. We'll
Take care.
tag in listener. Sorry about that, brother.
No worries. Take care. Bye.
Yeah.
All right, Brett. We'll see you, man.
But yeah, I mean, you can set up pretty easily. And Kuma actually and Brett, who just left, have been helping onboard quite a bunch of people. So reach out to any of us. We'd be glad to help you walk through any of that stuff. Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, I need to learn one thing or two. For example, Raw Cards has a player. Online player, which is linked with your Wax wallet.
Yeah,
and if you have any music NFTs in your wallet, you can play on Raw Cards player online through your web browser
or on your phone now.
On the mobile,
or mobile. Yeah, that's true.
Mobile, which is brilliant.
I'm trying to find the link actually while we're talking.
Let me. We have here on YouTube chat Dione or Dione. I don't know how to spell.
Yep.
And it's asking, can someone please explain me how I'm gonna profit on NFTs? Well, you have too many ways to get some profit. You can study and try to see what are the best projects would have some that have some benefits for their collectors. And this is I'm talking to you as a collector. You, for example, you can see you can pay attention when will be the next I don't know, Street Fighter drop for the next the next season, and you can buy for so cheap, like $50, and resell it for like, I don't know, 100, 200, because people buy it, because there is so real big shot collectors of those big collections. You
Yeah,
can
I've grabbed things like the Hot Wheels packs, for
Hot
example.
Wheels, yeah,
You
Hot
get one
Wheels,
of those, you could flip one
yeah,
of those from $15 that you paid for it for
Yep.
$70, like
Yep.
within an
yeah,
hour.
yeah, yeah.
And I
We are
mean, even
talking.
for like one of the Kumas, like I think I've managed to pull in for secondary sales to some people like a good like $30. Like
Yeah,
that's
I
pretty
had
nice.
I have one collection called it Bling Bling JRG Bling Bling collection, which
Mhm.
I took some hip hop items and made them as bling bling pendants, and I have a boombox, techniques, microphone, and another stuff. And one of my boomboxes was sold. I sold it for, I dropped it for like $15, and someone sold recently for $100 on
Right, right.
secondary. I was like, oh my god.
Yep.
So this is just one way. If you are an artist, or if you have an idea for example, a game, or a comic book or something like this, you can start to create your material and mint or create as an FT on a blockchain of your preference. Here, we like to use Wax, Solana, uh,
Teza.
Tezos.
Yeah.
Yeah. So because it's cheaper, there's more accessible for people. So that's how you can start. I'm gonna send to Nifty here on private chat. Uh, I found today Yoshi posted, and I reposted on my Twitter.
Oh, he's making a game. He's
Intro
looking for.
introduction to Wax.
Yeah.
It's like a training about Wax
Yeah.
blockchain,
Yeah.
and
Wax
I'm gonna
Academy. Yeah, it's good. Good
yeah,
stuff.
Wax.
It's
Yeah,
good.
it's totally free.
Yep.
You can read, understand, and start to trying to make some money. Oh, I
Yeah,
can.
he also brought up this question. What about the bigger pieces like over 1K? Can I buy those and wait it out to grow like the APET? Okay, so I'm going to just give you not financial advice. Okay, but know that the Bored Ape Yacht Club is one of thousands and thousands of projects out there doing this, guys. They're one that made it big like that. Not everyone's going to make it big like that. It's just they happen to be at the right place, the right time. It hit big. There are other projects out there that are blowing up that will get bigger. But you can't go into this thinking that any PFP you buy is going to hit it big. It's just not how it's going to go. It depends on the community. So what you got to do is research those projects out, see if they have a community built up, if they're interactive, are they active, are they even talking, is it a bot? I don't know. You got to find all that stuff out. So it's a little bit more deep than that. And when you're spending big money like that, 1K and over, or you see some influencer on YouTube that just started getting into crypto last week and he's giving you advice to go $500 in on an ape, slow down, just slow down, because it's harder. It's easy to get burned, because I've been burned, and I'll tell you, it sucks. You get rugged on something, it sucks.
Yeah.
And you buy into something you think you're going to make some big money on, it just doesn't move. It's just how crypto is. It's just how any business is. You don't really have a guarantee.
One thing that Gary Vee always talks. Imagine how many Monopoly games already had tried a shot, and there is nothing like Monopoly. Exactly. Imagine how much Top Shot cards and a lot of collectibles, Pokemons, and for example, I remember we had when I was child. Here in Brazil, there was Pokemon and Digimon. Digimon is still famous, but nothing like Pokemon, Yeah. So you need to pay attention to what is exactly what Nifty said. You need to pay attention the community, the creators, the partnership of the project. There's too much material on YouTube where you can find ways to study which is the best projects to invest your money. One that I can I can tell you is a financial advice. You can search a rapper, call it JRG.
That's called the bring around. That's called the bring around. That's how you bring it back around.
Strategy.
I'm just kidding.
That's how you do it. One of the advice I got from somebody early on was, don't get into NFTs because you want to get rich.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Get into
Yeah,
NFTs
100%.
because you want to make something,
Yeah.
or you want to appreciate something.
Yep. Yep.
And be pure about it. And you buy art because you like it. Don't buy art because you think you're going to make money. Now, can you make money? Absolutely. Yes. Like I said, I'm on Twitter Spaces with these young guys just literally flipping 10, 20, 2, 3, 5 ETH NFTs like on the fly while we're talking. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so crazy they're doing this. So yes, absolutely, that's a game, just like real estate, just like the stock market, just like whatever. But I think if you're going to get into NFTs, either on the production side of it or the consumer side of it, you have to do it because you want to do it. And if it works out and you make money, fantastic. But otherwise, it's a landmine.
Only spend money that you can afford to lose. Never forget that.
I was going to say that's the number thing, actually, even just with the stock market. That's what my dad told me. He was like, don't invest anything you're not willing to lose, because it can happen. It has happened to people a lot of times, and in crypto, even more so. Exactly.
That's why I'm such a terrible gambler. I can't go in. I remember going in my 20s to like go to Lake Tahoe or whatever into a casino. I'm like, man, I got like $100 and I'm gonna double it. I'm gonna triple it. I go in and I'm like, where's the dollar blackjack table? I'm totally scared. I'm not gonna play the penny slots. Like I don't want to lose.
I lose even Jock and Poe. I'm succeeding with Jock and Poe.
But all that being said, yes, you can find the right project that might hit. You might get some inside information that some major artist is working on the team that might give you the insight. It starts to become like basically at the stock market. You're looking for information. What do you know about the project? What's coming up with the project? What partnerships, like you said, JRG? It's the same thing. So
you gotta like it, and it's got to speak to you. And that's why with my project or anybody's project, it's not going to be for everybody. Some people are going to be I'll have 190 people like it and love it, and one person will be like, "This sucks," and I'm like, focused on that guy. What did I do? How can I turn it around? And I remember there's 189 other people who thought it was cool. So it's just you gotta make sure that you don't try to please everybody, but buy what you buy what you like, follow what you like, what you believe in.
Here I just wanted he answered back with, okay, I see we're getting at 5K to invest, and I heard about NFTs, just thought it was another scam until I kept seeing it every time on my phone. Yes, a lot of people thought NFTs are a scam. A lot of people thought Bitcoin was a scam. A lot, there's a dark side to all of everything. There's a good side to everything.
There is scammers inside, but the project, the technology, the purpose is not scam.
Exactly. In fact, this is a technology that I see a lot of business adopting, mainly for marketing reasons more than anything, because like even now, it's like I invest my marketing dollars that I would normally put into a project into building a metaverse or paying for servers that I would normally not be even thinking about. So,
and I mean, we talked about it on the Wax Wednesday space, like look at Senior Lupe, for example. Senior Lupe on secondary literally outsold, or he was on the top of the sales chart on secondary. Like that's above Funko, above Atari, above everything that's out there right now. So
he's our friend.
He's a bro.
That's big. That's big. You know what I mean? Like that goes to show what his IP brings to it, and just tied onto the Wax blockchain to be able to kind of have that stamped into things. Like that goes to show, like maybe there is some way to be able to outreach, because
you can't. Krypto Kumas, that's going to happen to you, man. I mean, it's happened to Sebastian. It's happened to me. It's happened to a bunch of other people, man, on the space. It will happen for you guys. You'll see it one day. Check those charts every day. And one day you're going to be like, "Holy crap!" And you'll be like number 4, dude. You'll trip out. Trust me.
Oh man. I know.
Those days will happen.
Like Tom Cruise.
It'll happen, man. It's like I said. The thing about the atomic market, which Don brought up, and he's not even part of Wax, is that you're getting associated with these other brands, so on the market, when it pops up on like where the sales are and they see that listed, you'll see on that.
Like if I see myself above Funko or like even like below Funko, I'll probably run around the house screaming.
I mean, if you get into that first little screen, like where you see your name at the bottom or something like that, you won't believe how well your secondary sales do that day. Like automatically you're just getting somebody clicking it just because it's on that top 10. So that's the other thing I like about Atomic is the secondary moves. That's the other thing. It moves, man. Like daily, it's moving really cheap. And that's, for the person that was getting in, I would say even check out Wax. If you have 5K before you go blowing it, learn how to kind of trade first. Go over there, learn how to trade, make mistakes.
Do what I still do is I do 1 wax a day challenge. In other words, I challenge myself, and I usually spend an hour and a half looking at stuff to buy for 1 wax, just up to 1 wax.
Yeah. And then
you wait.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice, TC.
Oh no,
So
TC's come up and found some amazing projects that are out there. I mean, really amazing projects because, like I said, this is worldwide. So, you know, the dollar for us or the wax to us might be a totally different value to somebody else in Indonesia or wherever they're at. So, you know, they might list something for really low, but it's great for them, you know, and for us, we're going to pick up some new art.
Hey guys, I have to go. I gotta make dinner for my family.
No worries. Thank you, Don, for stopping in. I really
Krypto
appreciate
Kumas, I saw your stuff on secondary and OpenSea, and I have like just enough ETH to buy one, so I'm gonna go buy one.
Oh wow!
Those are hella cool.
Happy birthday, Kuma!
Literally, it'll be the only third NFT I've ever bought. So
wow!
Oh wow, dude, that's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Great. I'm gonna do that tonight. Hey, thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Stay in touch, man. For sure.
A lot of fun. I will.
Nice to meet you, Don.
Awesome.
All right, take care, everybody.
Right, take it easy.
Yeah.
And let's go over to Krypto Kumas here, man, so we can talk about his birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kuma.
Happy birthday to you.
You guys are dope, man. You guys are dope. Like this is, that's something you'll never get. Like you ain't never gonna get that anywhere else. Like to be able to have that direct community. Like I'm in Brazil right now. Everywhere that you guys are from, like this is crazy. Like,
so tell me, how's your day been going, man? You've been on the move, Kuma. Kuma's hopped into the scene. What, November, October? When did you hop in?
Yeah. I think end of November. I got whitelisted on Nifty Blocks for that Halloween pack, so that would have been about October that I really kind of kicked off. But yeah, it's been a hell of a ride, man. I mean, between being on Wax and not just only that, but then starting the collection on ETH, which I mean, the gas fees they suck and whatever, but you can make some real friends out there, and like I got collectors from the Philippines and just all over the world, and I have that direct contact with people is insane, like absolutely insane.
It is, man. You've been doing some really cool pack collections. This last week you did a cool play on what's
we just did the wax collab Kumas. I tried to
exactly. So tell me about that whole situation. How'd that all come about?
I slowly started doing collabs with I've done one with like Minotaur Farms, and I think I did it with Crackers to start with, is where it kind of all took off. I did it with the
Can I just put in there for a sec, lads? It's 2:20. I am going to my bed. I am absolutely knackered.
Nice, Crackers. Thank you, man.
I'm sorry, happy birthday, bud. Enjoy your night or day or whatever time it is there at the moment.
All right, man. Sleep
well.
well.
See you later, that's all right. I'm sorry, JRG. See you later. Peace out.
We'll see you, Crackers. Yeah, but it started with that, man. I did the collab Kuma with him, and I don't know, just recently after doing so many collabs, the one I did with Bret, I did one with Nippy Nip, Avatar Folk, like it just starting to make sense. And I just like Wax is starting to become such a light bulb to where I'm like, wow, like what if I start taking and doing this Kuma property that exists on Wax and kind of elementing that into it, and really have to tie in some of you guys. So like the Duck Butt Kuma, the Senior Kuma, it just, I don't know, man, it hit. I loved it. Everyone else loved it. It was
fun, man.
I think we're getting pretty close to a sellout. Like
awesome.
Yeah, there's still a couple pieces left, but it's been amazing, man. It's definitely been a great experience. Like some of the people I've met.
Have the link. Let me pop it in there for people to the main.
For the
main Kuma drop page. Yeah, I'll pop it in there.
So no, I appreciate it, guys. I mean, I've literally had so many people from so many places wish me happy birthday today. I feel like Kanye West right now. Like,
That's awesome. That's awesome, Kuma, man. I'm really stoked for you, man. I've been really liking to see your rise, and I really like how community oriented you've been lately too, man. Been onboarding a ton of people, which is super cool to see, man. And I see that they're doing well on the onboarding as well. So that people are getting whitelisted, they're selling out, they're having auctions that are moving, and it's all due to you guys kind of bringing them out here. So big shout out for you, man.
No, yeah, I appreciate it, man. It's been a good experience just to see the way that some people are able to take off as well, like between Shill and Snazzy and I mean, I just try to spread it as much as I can. I know it's done well for me, and yeah, I know that would make sense to a lot of people that are out there on that other side of the fence. So to be able to be between two blockchains and kind of, you got, I joke about it, but I kind of feel like Darth Vader at this point. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just kind of bringing them over as best as I can. Like, they still run collections on Ethereum, of course, and I mean, I do as well, but it's a lot more rapid process. And like you were saying, more because you get more secondary movement than you'll ever see. Like, you don't get that on ETH. I got 12 holders on ETH, but the secondary sales, whew, I can't even imagine once those will start to kick off. So it's definitely a slow grind, but you get to build that interaction with people is the best thing. Like, you literally friendships that you get to build just from an NFT being connected with someone. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's nice. You know, that was the other thing that brought me into the community more. You know, talking about Sebastian and Blockchain Blunts. You know, that was an old room, and JRG knows he was part of that original crew, and we used to go back, and this was like April, May time around there, June or so, and you know, we'd all go in there, and it was just like fun, man. It was always just so fun. People going back and forth, and meme wars and auctions, and people really supporting each other, and that was nice to see that, man. You know, it was super cool. I was just saying that we were talking about blockchain blunts, dude. There used to be
I was trying to log in to the thing because I'm trying to drop the collection in the comments, but I can't get it. Here, I'll drop it to you in the chat, M.O.R.B.S, if you can get it up in the comments.
Yeah. I'll do that. Yeah, there you go.
It like I clicked the login and then it switched me to the other screen, and I was like, oh, I don't think I'm on camera anymore.
Yeah, let me also I'll bring that up as well so people can take a look at the project that you popped up here. Share that. Kumas.
I see. I want to gift you, Kuma. What is your wax ID? I'll always take some gifts, man. I'm not gonna argue with that. I've had some people send me some stuff on wax today. Like,
yeah. So you got you got the senior Lupe one. There's two of them. There was the animated one, which is already sold out, and then you have the senior Kuma, kind of black and white one, which is really cool. You have the Kuma, the giant giraffe with Cole, and the Krypto Kuma with me. And then the duck butt Kuma with tidy butts.
Tidbits, and duck butts.
Tidbits and duck butts.
I mean, it was just fun, man. It was something that was different. Like, I know obviously how gung ho everyone is on the Wax blockchain and how much we love the properties on there. So to kind of blend them together and do that, it just made sense. Like, Senior Lupe and the duck butts, and these are just all you guys that I've kind of gotten cool with over time of being on here. So Cole's like super new, so like definitely didn't want to keep the little guy out, so to say. So and I think that it's going to start to actually be a thing. So every other Wax Wednesday, I'm going to do up to 5 artists that I'll collab with to do a Wax collab Kuma collection. So.
That's great, man. That's great. You got to do the collabs. The collabs are a great thing about Wax too, because you have that ability to split the revenue now really easily.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I love it.
You know, before collabs was all on honesty. You know, it's just
right.
I hope the guys
on Ethereum. It's
that's the real proof that we are not scammers.
Exactly.
Honest from the
Ethereum,
beginning.
You gotta have that collector go in and send you the ETH and send a piece, and it gets rough. But
it does. Yeah.
On Wax, to be that revenue split on Nifty Blocks is I try to tell everyone about it. I'm like, that's huge. Like,
yeah, it makes things a lot easier for that. And then also they get to share on those secondaries, you know, because before that's like a mathematical bookkeeping nightmare. You know, when someone wants to do that, I'm just like, I could pay out for the day, dude, because I have no idea how to do it. So it's glad that exists now. So it's cool that you're doing those collabs, man, because I love doing collabs. You know, I haven't done that many, you know, in a while. I'm doing one next weekend with Pizza Slice. I'm bringing back the Wax Gang. And
I've seen that.
I got to still do JRG's Wax Gang. You might be the next one, dude.
Please, man.
You might be the next one. In fact, I think JRG is going to be the next one. And then also, you know, with that, I'm going to be doing the M.O.R.B.S token is kind of making some moves. So next week, there's going to be a release, the first NFT release that you can spend M.O.R.B.S token to buy the NFT. So that's going to be cool. It's going to give some use case to us. So I'm going to start.
I seen that. And you got something going on with Nippy Nip as well, correct?
Nippy Nip, we are sponsoring. So the M.O.R.B.S token will be sponsoring artist drops that we like. So if you guys have a drop, you two for sure are ones that I would want to collab on.
That's
that.
Awesome, dude.
And
That's
so
awesome.
we're putting up a little M.O.R.B.S scratch to help boost that and promote that. And then we're talking Nip. Because I built the new M.O.R.B.S verse, which is our new VR space, and I got the stage area built. It's like the stage presenter area, and we might throw our first launch party next weekend where everyone can come in.
Oh, nice!
Yeah. So if we do that, it's going to be cool. It'll be basically a wine tasting art exhibit for Nippy Nip in the new space. So,
that's awesome. That's awesome. I love Nippy Nip, man. I love Nip.
Your collab with him was great. Where's that too? That's in here somewhere, right?
Yeah, it should be. Yeah, there was two of them, man. I appreciate that. And that was kind of where it started to take off between the Bret collab and the Nippy Nip. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I love that one, man.
It's so good, man.
And it's been awesome.
Yeah, it's cool, man. Nip is an Australian artist, so it's sometimes it's hard because he'll start talking about 11 o'clock at night, because
for real.
So it's always like hard to like kind of connect with him sometimes because of the time difference, but he
but that's like, that's a dude and a connection. I would never you don't never get to have that. Like, where the hell would you ever get to have that connection like that? And I've like literally been in Discord with Nip like late night, like doing the collab, and it's an experience you'll never get anywhere else. Like,
it is, man. It is, and it's so cool that you, like you said, it's so global. And like I if you told me a year ago when COVID was hitting and everyone was trapped in their house, or 2 years ago, everyone was trapped and we're not really doing anything and everything seems so bleak. The NFT thing just seems so like a breath of fresh air. I was like, oh man, this is like a kind of a new thing. It's kind of a community. There's stuff to do. It's moving forward, and it kind of kept on going as it kind of now, we're all kind of now able to go out and about more and more. But now there's, surges still and all that stuff. But it's nice to see people still connecting, this way globally and being able to share each other's experiences and move forward. So it's awesome, man. I'm just so glad everyone's kind of been part of it, and I've been meeting some amazingly cool people. TC, I've known you since the start too, man, and you're just an awesome dude all around.
You too.
Just a super cool. Beyond just being a collector, just always there for the community, always in there talking to people and getting things involved, and everything he does with the uplift and just his building stuff with Mellow is just mind-blowing to me. So it's super cool, man. And it's cool to see new people coming in like you, Kuma, that are kind of carrying on that same kind of vibe, that same, like, it's community, like we're all in this together, everyone eats, like it's a better way to kind of approach it, and I really appreciate it. It really is, man.
Yeah, no, it's been my honor. I love it. I know what it's done for me and the experience I've got to have. So like, got to go shout that out, man. You can't hold that back. That's a whole different humanly experience aside from any deeper that you could get into it. So like, I have to spread the word about that.
Yeah, and it's good, also, now that being in for a while, to see how many people have grown so much, since the start, like we were all kind of like really kind of new to this and naive and didn't really know where this was going. And then like a year later, you can kind of see brands are starting to be built, like these projects are really getting some footing, and they're starting to make moves, and it's really starting to be something more than I thought it could ever be. So it's cool, man. It's super rad. But I think we're getting a little bit late here, man. Let's probably call it. We're at the 2-hour mark, which is a long one. We had a full show today. Thanks to everyone who stayed and listened over here on YouTube.
Yeah, thanks, you guys. I see everyone in the comments here say they grabbed some Kumas. Thanks, Jeff.
Awesome,
appreciate all the gifts, guys. Thank you.
Got it.
Always great to be here.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Nifty, for all support and all teaching. I know you got some. You invest some time teaching and recording videos and spreading content to teach people how to be on this NFT world environment. And I thank you so much. I thank you guys. And one thing that I saw on Twitter today, it's a great idea. People should start to put their social handling on their Wax Atomic Hub profile picture, So
oh, you mean like yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, because
have you seen Atomic's? Oh, sorry. Did you see the Atomic change You can actually put a banner up on your page. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, I saw the banner, but I didn't see where I can change it.
You can't do it yet. They're working on it. I think they're still working on that part. But I think it's I was like, oh, I can. I did the same thing. See, I saw it. I was like, oh, I can brand it. I was like, so cool. I was like, but where? Where do you go? How do I do it?
I was like that, and I'm seeing saying this because I just sold one more boombox, bling boombox. While we were talking here, someone bought my boombox, and I can even say thank you because I don't know who it is. So people, put your Twitter and social handles so we can connect each other and make the community stronger. So I thank you so much, guys. Let's go. To the fucking moon,
Exactly.
Let's go.
Exactly. All right, guys. So that was fun, man. Thank you again, TC and Kuma and JRG for coming on in, man. We'll do it again.
I thank you so much, bro.
You got it, man. All right, guys. You guys have a good night. All right.
Good night, everyone. Bye bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Take it easy, guys.